All right, what's going on, everybody? It's your good old boy JR coming to you live from Las Vegas, Nevada. As always, it is without further ado that we are back with another season of NFL Week predictions. As always, I got my brother here, Brandon, with me, who is you can always catch us on Tuesdays at the All Sports Talk podcast show every Tuesday morning, where we get to talk everything, recap in the world of sports of what's going on. But today it is strictly NFL because for the people that have been waiting for this or the people that don't know, the NFL season in less than 24 hours will commence again. This time, the games are for real. They will start counting. And this is the time of the year where everybody's excited. Everybody's 0 wins, 0 losses. Everybody's hopeful. Almost everybody. But we'll get to that. Almost everybody. But as always, Brandon is always nice of us to join us so he can help us out here with some predictions. Brandon, how you doing, my man?
Doing good. How about you, man?
I'm ready to get this thing started, man. We have a lot to cover about. But before we get into this, I want to know your instant reaction. Nick Bosa is now the highest paid defensive player in the NFL. Your thoughts?
Good money well spent. I mean, shit, he's defensive player of the year. I mean, yeah, he should be the goddamn highest paid. I'm pretty sure of it. It's just a shame when Kansas City finally decides to pay Chris Jones. That's going to go completely out the goddamn window. But for right now, Nick Bosa is the highest paid. Congratulations.
Chris, did you get the contract we saw? Yeah, but did you see the contract the 49ers gave Bosa? Yeah, no, I mean, listen, I know the 49ers defense would have been okay without Nick Bosa. But with Nick Bosa, it takes them to championship aspirations. Let's put it that way. It's your defense is good, but this guy makes it to where you're competing for championships, basically. You're competing for division titles. You're competing to get to the Super Bowl. And I think it's well-deserved what Nick Bosa got. So congratulations to him. Also, I guess this is a great segue to the first game. Speaking of Chris Jones, another player that looks like that might be out, still up in the air. It has now been known that Travis Kelce has gotten a hyperextension on his knee. Luckily, his ACL is still intact. That's the good news. The bad news is the game is tomorrow, and we will see how this goes. So, to open up the season, and Big Mike is with us already. Yes, Mike, big money signs everywhere. So here we go. First up, we have the Detroit Lions taking on the defending Super Bowl champion, the Kansas City Chiefs. As we all know, Chris Jones, he can say that I'm ready to play tomorrow. That ain't happening. Travis Kelce hyperextended his knee. He's questionable. I don't know, even if he were to play, how much of a big factor is he going to be tomorrow? Detroit, on the other hand, everybody's healthy. Everybody's ready to go. They're hungry. They feel like this is finally going to be the year where Dan Campbell and the crew win the division. They go on a deep playoff run because they have that type of feel to them. So, Brandon, I got to ask you, man, who do you got first game of the year? Detroit or Kansas City?
Oh, man, this is such a hard game. This is such a hard Detroit. I'm not kidding myself. What the hell am I doing? Detroit wins this game. Listen, it's one thing having Chris Jones out. That's a massive, massive, massive situation for your defense because this ain't just some average offensive line. Detroit has one of the best offensive lines, like, in the entire NFL. Like, people don't understand that. This is kind of why Detroit is so highly recommended and probably will be one of the best teams this year because that offensive line is incredible. Kansas City offensive line is not. I mean, I don't know if people realize that they lost 2 offensive starting Super Bowl caliber tackles during the offseason, and also a guard. So good luck with that. I've said this to you numerous times. If you play Patrick Mahomes in preseason, that's not because he loves football. That's because you don't know what the hell an offense is. And I feel like now you have no Travis Kelce. And this is what I've been saying for the whole entire offseason. No Eric Bieniemy, no Travis Kelce. Good luck, Patrick Mahomes, because I have no idea what the hell is going to happen to you. I do not trust Detroit's secondary. I think that secondary is still shaky as hell. But when you got Aiden Hutchinson, who gives a shit about a secondary? So, I mean, and also, like I said last night on my show, Jahmyr Gibbs is a fantasy starter. If you got him, plug him the fuck in because he is going to go off in this game. I got Detroit.
And it's not just Jahmyr Gibbs. It's also Amon-Ra St. Brown. It's also Sam Laporta, who's going to probably make a name for himself tomorrow as well. And if you have Jared Goff, now's the freaking time because for me, no Chris Jones equals no pass rush. And if you saw the preseason, the first game, when there was no Chris Jones to plug up the holes for stopping the run or to get to the passer, it was terrible. I mean, all 3 games pretty much showed me no Chris Jones, no push, no pass rush. I have to go with Detroit as well, only due to the fact of, look, man, this is what they did. Sure, was their draft class pretty? Probably not. But when you look at it, when you really look at it, look what they did. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jack Campbell, Sam Laporta, Brian Branch. I mean, these are players that you hope the potential's there and that they max out to that potential. The Detroit Lions are a team now that seems to be very serious. Now, we don't know how serious they are because let's be real. Since I've been alive, I have never seen the Detroit Lions win a playoff game. I have seen other teams win playoff games, but I have never seen the Detroit Lions play. I want to, at the end of this year, say the Detroit Lions win a playoff game. In 2024, I want to say the Detroit Lions win a playoff game. That's what I want to see, and I think they're long overdue. And I think their road to the playoffs starts here, winning on the road against the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, this game is so weird for Kansas City. You got now Chris Jones out, Travis Kelce might be out, but we don't even know if Pacheco's going to be able to play in this game. I haven't really heard a lot about if he's able to even go.
Big Mike, my favorite Packer fan. I don't want you to say that. Of course you don't. Of course you don't.
Yeah,
You've been too good for too long.
Yeah, this is such a weird game for Kansas City. Like, isn't it like this is the worst time to be a Kansas City fan because, and I've been saying this since when we did the predictions. I said this. I did not trust Kansas City this season. This is one of the reasons why. I just don't see. And then you got Steve Spagnuolo. Steve Spagnuolo, losing Eric Bieniemy.
Eric Bieniemy was going to be a factor, but the fact that now that Kelce's out, it's gonna listen. He's played without Travis Kelce before, and he's done well. But that's when you can make up and you have a healthy, Jerick McKinnon, a younger Tyreek Hill. Of course you can win. You don't have that. So it's to me, I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out for everybody. So I can't wait to see how this plays out. Next up, we have the Sunday slate games. First up on the line, we have the Carolina Panthers taking on the Atlanta Falcons. Carolina Bryce Young is going to make his NFL debut against a division rival, against the Atlanta Falcons, who I think people don't really want to admit this, but Atlanta actually has a pretty decent squad this year. Obviously, they look good in preseason. Obviously, that never translate into the regular season sometime. But I think we have to give credit where credit is due. And they actually did some pretty nice things this offseason. Sure, do I think their previous 2 first-round picks were, terrible? 100%. I'm never going to let it go. Yes, it is 2023, and I will never let that shit go, people. I will never let that shit go. And for the people that have seen us for a long time, they know what's up. And if you don't, ask a friend. Anyway, Brandon, in this important divisional matchup, who do you have? Carolina or Atlanta?
At first, I took Carolina. And then I thought about it, and I was like, yeah, this is at home. It's Atlanta. Bryce Young has no offensive line. He has no offensive line. when I heard DJ Chark was also injured and probably won't play in this game, I'm like, God damn, dude, what are you going to do? I do believe this. This is going to be the hardest hitting game of the whole damn first week because I do not believe either of these offenses are that fucking good. I don't believe Atlanta.
No, they're not.
I don't.
No,
I do not believe Atlanta's offense is some now miracle change. Like, no, what you just did was
yes,
put
Mike.
Desmond.
The dislike for Kyle Pitts and Drake London is real. I'm not saying that I don't like them as players. It's just Atlanta fucked up their careers, man.
Listen. Your exit Desmond Ritter to go from literally Marcus Mariota to like what? Vince Young, Jalen Hurts in his second goddamn year. Like it's too much.
It's not possible.
The kid is that good. I don't think he's that damn good. Can he win a game? Yeah, he can win this game. I think because you're at home, and that's pretty much goddamn it. I don't believe Atlanta's that fucking good, and I think that as good as Bijan Robinson can be, this ain't gonna be the game that he does it, ladies and gentlemen. I would actually take him out of my starting rotation if you got him in fantasy, because Carolina is not about to let him run all that crazy on them.
And especially a division game, week 1, for the world to see. No way. So I'm assuming you're gonna go with Atlanta in this one.
Yeah, I got Atlanta.
Yeah, I agree with you in the sense that I really don't expect this to be a very high scoring game. I expect both defenses to kind of keep it low, keep it civil and everything. I just think the problem for this one, I think for me, that Carolina offensive line has shown you all 3 preseason games. They are not ready. There is still a lot of work to be done. And I really hope, I really hope for me, it's not even the fact that if Bryce Young wins a game, it's can he finish a game with that offensive line. I don't want him to have the Russell Wilson, Derek Carr effect, to where the Andrew Luck effect, where all that talent and it just went down the drain because they could never build an offensive line for him. I'm going to take Atlanta as well, only due to the fact that Carolina's offensive line is suspect, and until they show me otherwise, I have no faith in them winning a tight, close games like this. So give me Atlanta as well. Next up, we have the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Cleveland Browns. Cincinnati, back-to-back AFC Championship games. They were this close to going back to the Super Bowl. You know, they were this close. They were right there. It was right there. It just wasn't enough. Cleveland is finally getting Deshaun Watson, and the Browns finally had a full offseason together. They're going to have a season together now. So, Brandon, who do you got? Cincinnati or Cleveland?
I got Cleveland. Cincinnati. Joe Burrow could beat a lot of teams. He just can't beat Cleveland, which is weird. I don't know what the.
He could beat the Steelers. He could beat the Ravens. The Cleveland Browns just some way, somehow they get him, man. They get him,
especially in Cleveland.
In Cleveland, you're right.
It's a weird game. Joe Burrow also is coming off of an injury. If he was healthy, maybe they win. But even with that, I've seen Myles Garrett have his way with Cincinnati's offensive line. I'm pretty damn scared for Joe Burrow in this game. I do not believe Cleveland just runs out and just destroys them, but I do think Cleveland wins because it's at home. I think Deshaun Watson shows up, shows out. I think they've heard too much of can Deshaun Watson return back to who he used to be. Well, I think he does, and I think he does in this game. I think they win a very close game, but I do think Cleveland wins at home, and I think they get a 1-0 jump in the division.
You know, everything you said about it, it's so true. I like how Cleveland built this team.
And that secondary of Cincinnati's not there anymore, too. So that's another shaky one. I just like that.
You know, and obviously, you know, Cincinnati losing the 2 safeties, and not just any safeties, top-notch starting safeties that left. My problem with Cincinnati is if you saw preseason, that special teams for Cincinnati, it is shaky. And the one thing I know about this, if you have a shaky special teams heading into week 1, that pretty much spells disaster for you early in the year. And Cincinnati special teams, to me, looks ready to roll. I'm actually going to take the ladder here, and I'm going to go with Cincinnati on this one. I get it. Joe Burrow is hurt. That is no secret. And does he have struggles against Cleveland? In Cleveland? Yes, he does. But I'm going to take the latter here. I'm going to go with Cincinnati because I really do expect this to be a really back and forth game. And I think it's really going to come down to special teams. And right now, I believe Cincinnati special teams is way better than Cleveland's. And I know that's not a high bar, but that's just what it is right now. So give me Cincinnati over the Cleveland Browns. Next up, we got a good one. It is the Jaguars taking on the Indianapolis Colts. The Jaguars, the defending AFC South champions, are trying to run it back again and going back-to-back years to win the division again. We'll be going up against Anthony Richardson, a Jonathan Taylor-less team, and a defense that could possibly be without Shaquille Leonard if he does not clear concussion protocol. So, Brandon, who do you got, my man? Jacksonville or Indianapolis?
Oh, good God. I'm going Jacksonville. I know it's on the road, but let's be real for a second. Jacksonville is kind of on the Colts, regardless if it's on the road or at home. They beat the living hell out of the Colts. And I just don't see anything changing. I think Anthony Richardson, though, does show up and show out in this game. But I do believe with no Jonathan Taylor, Michael Pittman might be the best receiver you got, and that's not saying a lot. Like that, that's really
tough.
not saying a lot.
That's tough, brother. That's tough, man.
And I don't know what the Colts defense is. And that's a whole other conversation. And that's even with if they had Leonard playing in this game. I don't know what the hell the Colts defense.
It looks like Mike had a comment. Yep. He is going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals with those 3 little tiger emojis. Rawr.
But but I just feel like the Jags I think the Jags win this game. I think they have a better overall team than the Colts right now, and they actually have a better direction of what the hell they are. So I got the Jags. I do think this could be an upset, though, because the Jags might be feeling themselves a little bit too damn much.
Just a little bit. God, I'm going to go with the Jets, too. I will say this, though. I don't know if you guys like to watch Gridiron Heights on YouTube or wherever you can watch it. If you don't, go watch, go on Bleacher Report, Gridiron Heights. I guarantee you it is the funniest thing. I don't know if you've seen the latest one where it's Anthony Richardson. Yes, I'm very happy that you're playing too, Anthony. I'm very happy that you made it. I'm very happy. Here's the thing, though. You're not playing Vanderbilt, bro. You're playing the Jacksonville Jaguars, and that defense is actually looking pretty good right now. Also, due to the fact that their offensive line is better than Indianapolis's, they have the better position at all skills positions, and they have the better coach. I'm going to go Jacksonville in this one, and I think Anthony Richardson is going to have to do everything because he's just going to have to. No Jonathan Taylor. No, your best receiver is Michael Pittman. You don't know who your tight end is, and your leader on defense could possibly not even be there. So Anthony Richardson might have to do everything because he is going to have to do everything. So I got the Jacksonville Jaguars, not even close. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Minnesota Vikings. The Buccaneers are going to head into the new era, the Baker Mayfield era, for about like 6 weeks until Kyle Trask takes over. No, I'm kidding. 4 weeks. Anyway. I love it, man. Like, yeah, 4 weeks, motherfucker. That's what you get. So they're going to head into the new era. Baker Mayfield's a new quarterback. For the people that don't know, yes, Tampa Bay fans, Tom Brady retired. Your new quarterback is Baker Mayfield. Deal with it. Understand what I just said. You went from Tom Brady to Baker Mayfield. That's like going from filet mignon to government spam, bro. Like that is disgusting. That is disgusting, my guy. And obviously, new teams. Tampa Bay's trying to work out a deal with Mike Evans. I don't think it's going to work. I don't think he stays. They're going to go up against the Minnesota Vikings, who me and you this offseason feel a little reserved when it comes to Minnesota because we feel like they can be good, but then we also feel like, man, this can go south so fast if everything just blows up in their face. So we're a little reserved about it. So, Brandon, who do you got here? Do you have the new Buccaneers taking, or is Minnesota going to get off to a good start again?
I don't know about a good start, but they at least win this game. I mean, listen, Justin Jefferson versus Tampa Bay's secondary. Yeah, give me Justin Jefferson.
Like the whole secondary. Like we're talking about the whole lineup, the whole
secondary. Give me Justin Jefferson.
You can put all 15 secondary members on that fucking field, and I will still take Justin Jefferson to all y'all.
I think Jordan Addison has a good game. I gotta see Minnesota's running game.
Better have a good game.
But at least I know what Minnesota is. I have no idea what the fuck Tampa is. I have no clue what Tampa Bay is. I don't know if they're defensively, I don't know what they are. Offensively, I really don't know what they are. If Mike Evans is not
it's scary to think.
If Mike Evans is not there, that's a problem.
I will say this though. I am happy that Brian Flores is going to coach defensively for the Minnesota team because Minnesota really needed that. They really needed a defensive presence. I don't know how much better it can get. I'm sure it's going to be a work in progress, but Brian Flores is the man to get the job done. I feel the same way. I think Minnesota wins this game, not because they're just obviously they're better. It's just Tampa Bay's just going through a phase right now that.
Tampa Bay is not going through a phase. Tampa Bay is going back to who they usually are, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is the team that franchise started with 26 straight losses. This is kind of what I expect Tampa Bay to be for my entire life. Congratulations. You had 3 years of Tom Brady. Now you're going back to exactly what you've always been, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And we got a comment here from Mike. Tampa Bay is going to shock the world. Wait, there's a second part. And lose by only 3 points. All right. I was like, oh man, we got never mind. Never mind. He got, he had me in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. He had me in the first half. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna lie. He got me in the first half. Goddamn. That got me pretty good. Next up. Okay, so this is the one I've been waiting to talk to you about all day. Literally, because I think this game should be put not on NFL Fox, not on CBS, not anywhere, but Comedy Central. It's the Tennessee Titans against the New Orleans Saints. This, to me, is going to be so funny. This is going to be so great. And it's not the fact that, Brandon, your team's on it. I'm not saying that they deserve to be on Comedy Central. It's the fact that Tennessee spent all offseason worrying about how to replace their starting quarterback, their backup, and trying to figure out if they even have the third stringer on the team because they keep drafting these quarterbacks to replace each other, and none of them can freaking figure it out. This is why I think, and while they were doing that, the rest of the Tennessee Titans team depleted. And then we got the New Orleans Saints who rejuvenated on defense, rejuvenated on the offensive line. Chris Olave's back. Michael Thomas is back. They got a new quarterback in Derek Carr. So we're going to see how that works out for you guys. Brandon, New Orleans wins on Sunday, and why?
Yeah, we win. I think we win. I think our run defense is really going to be the most interesting part because if we can stop Derrick Henry, good luck Ryan Tannehill. Good fucking luck, kid. I don't know what to tell you. If we can stop Derrick Henry, I don't think Tennessee has a chance. I think DeAndre Hopkins gets bottled up by Marshawn Lattimore, and that's pretty obvious.
I'm ready for that matchup. I know this much. I know they got some unfinished business they need to handle. I know that much.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know they got some unfinished business there. I'm going to be honest with you. If I see a Cortland Finnegan and Andre Johnson part 2, I wouldn't be mad at it. I would not be mad at it, bro.
My quarterback better win that fight because Cortland Finnegan got dropped. It was a bad. He got punched hard. Very hard.
And we got a stat prediction from Mike over here. Chris Olave going for, yikes, 150 receiving yards and 2 tutties. 2. Not one, but 2.
I hope so because I have him in FanDuel and like both of my teams. So I hope so.
You're like all the money.
I hope so. Listen, I do think Tennessee's defense is the most questionable situation because offensively, I don't trust that offense. That offense is whatever. It's Derrick Henry centric. If it's not Derrick Henry, then what the hell is that team? But I do believe this. We played them a couple years back at Tennessee when the first 17 games were created and we had to go to Tennessee. And we almost beat them with no quarterback. So now we have a quarterback. I'm not saying he's the greatest, but he's a goddamn quarterback. And our team is healthy. that's a scary feeling. And then you have to go into the dome to start the season if you're Tennessee with you already don't have trust in your offensive line because we don't know what that offensive line is. Good God, we don't know what that offensive line is. And you don't know what your defense is. Without any of your cornerbacks, you have no trust in your secondary. This is such a if Derek Carr don't fuck this up, we win this game.
You guys are
That
good.
is literally the conversation. That is like literally like if Derek Carr just don't fuck this up, we win the game. And this is kind of the easiest layup. I get it, Alvin Kamara's not there, but we still got two running backs. I do trust Jamal Williams. I do expect to have a game, and especially if we're moving a line. But yeah, man, I'm Tennessee. This is it should go New Orleans' way. But I've also am a Saints fan, and I know the Saints, and they could shit the bed Sunday. So I don't know how this is really going to play. I'm going Saints clearly, but man, oh man, I'm not as nervous as I was like last year for week 1. That's a little shaky. This week is kind of like, we should win. This is kind of like the easiest fucking defensive game for us ever. Just stop Derrick Henry. That is literally the game plan.
Yeah, I got New Orleans as well. And the only reason I'm going to go New Orleans here is, I don't know. Maybe it's because they just have the overall better team. There's nothing more to say. I mean, listen, it's Derrick Henry or bust. I don't care. I understand that DeAndre Hopkins is there. I get it. But it's Derrick Henry or bust until otherwise. That defense has been getting worse as the seasons have gone on. And again, I want to reiterate this because a lot of people are probably going to look at this, and I want to reiterate this. Mike Vrabel is not the problem with the Titans.
Will never be the problem.
It's the front office and the general manager that have screwed the pooch in this one. Mike Vrabel is doing everything he can. Even on a lost year, his players were still playing hard. Mike Vrabel is not the problem with the Tennessee Titans. The problem is you have guys upstairs who think they're smarter than everybody else and letting go players when they still have some juice for nothing. That's the issue. That's the issue.
And keeping a player that clearly has shown you is not a franchise fucking quarterback. But who are we?
Who are we? We're just two guys. We're just two guys doing this for craps and giggles. That's it. That's it. So here we go. Now, this is going to be probably one of my favorite matchups. Not my favorite matchup of the week, but at least one of my favorite matchups. And it's a super early slot, and I'm so excited. The San Francisco 49ers have recently signed Nick Bosa. So he is back. George Kittle, at the beginning, looked like he wasn't going to play. He practiced today. So maybe there's a little bit of light hope that he plays on Sunday. They will be traveling to Pittsburgh, where, let's face it, I think they're everybody's favorite little darlings. You know, I think they're everybody's favorite up-and-coming young team because that's what they are. Let's be real. They are a young team with veteran presence on the defensive side, and they did everything that, you know, we expected them to do. Fix the offensive line, get the wide receiver room in check. The defense is still intact. So, you know, and this is going to be a game where we're going to see how this San Francisco 49ers offense looks. It's going to be like Carolina, Atlanta. I expect this game to be very low scoring and a lot of fun to watch. So, Brandon, I ask you, San Francisco or the Pittsburgh Steelers? And I did give out my prediction. I have the Saints and over the Titans. Yes.
This feels like a game that should be televised as Sunday Night Football. That's just me personally. I think this should have been a Sunday Night Football game.
Because they're both two. If it was NBC, Brandon, the Dallas Cowboys would be on 17 fucking weeks in a fucking row, bro. All right? But you didn't hear it from me. But go on.
I mean, you know, but that's just me. I mean, I thought like two brand name teams like Steelers and 49ers.
Or Monday night. To end up on a really high note on week 1. You know, something.
You know, it is what it is. Listen, I got Pittsburgh. I got Kenny Pickett. I got Josh Pickett. I got Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh to beat the San Francisco 49ers. I know it's blasphemy. I can't believe you would pick it. But here's the thing. This is the game where we're going to finally see that, holy shit, Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch might have fucked up the quarterback decision. Who knew? I am not a fan of Brock Purdy. Not in the sense of like, do I think the kid is actually talented? I think he could really play. The problem with this is I just feel like people that continuously say any quarterback could fit in Kyle Shanahan's system and it works. That's bullshit. I do not believe that. I think this offensive line of
One
San
or
Francisco.
two, maybe one or two.
We have said this.
Jimmy
I've
G
said
being one of them.
I've said this numerous times, and like I've said in the last couple of weeks with me and you on the show. I've said this numerous times. You have to be a game goddamn manager to fit in Kyle Shanahan's office. That is literally all you ask to do. Be a goddamn game management. He is not asking you to do crazy shit. He is asking you just pretty much just don't fuck up the offense. That is literally what he's asking everybody to do. But to me, as much as people want to sit there and say that, TJ Watt is coming. He's alive and well. He's not hurt. He's actually ready. You got Casey Hayward in the middle. So good luck, Christian McCaffrey and Deebo Samuel. And I trust Pittsburgh's secondary way more than I trust the San Francisco 49ers.
And that's the thing that I don't think a lot of people are realizing. Like, even when we talked about it, even when they were heading into the NFC Championship game, we said, man, if there's one key spot, it's that the fact that it's the secondary. And guess what? Jalen Hurts and that high-flying offense, did they ever expose the living crap out of it? They did.
And they did not fix it. And that's the thing people don't understand. They did not fix that secondary.
No.
You paid Nick Bosa. Congratulations, San Francisco. You paid Nick Bosa to pretty much practice for the next 2 days, maybe, and try to get him up to speed with that new defense, by the way, that you now have. Because guess what? D'Amico Ryans is gone. Robert Salez is gone. So you have to learn a whole new defensive scheme, which people don't want to also admit, because you have Steve Wilkes there now. So I don't know what the hell the defense is going to look like going forward. As much as people want to sit here and say that, like we've been saying for the last couple of weeks, if something happens to that offensive line, San Francisco season is down a toilet. Well, guess what? They're about to get tested right out the gate. Pittsburgh is not a team to just play around with. That is a defense that is ready. So to me, Pittsburgh wins this game, because if you ask me who I trust more to actually pull a team out the fire, Kenny Pickett over Brock Purdy easily.
I love this game because I know, and we do have a comment here, Mike has the Niners winning this game. So I love this game only for the reasons that you just said. These defenses are going to get after it. TJ Watt is back, and it's always more exciting when TJ Watt is back. Don't forget Antonio Highsmith. They found him a buddy on the other end now. The secondary is back. They drafted Young again. George Pickens, Deontay Johnson, they're going to kill it. And then don't forget the X factor that I believe is really going to be in this game. It's Allen Robinson. People forget Allen Robinson is now with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And guess what? Pat Freiermuth is going to be a red zone touchdown machine this year, I believe, in fantasy. I really believe that. On the San Francisco side, I love, how can you not like the Niners? Because they've done everything right. They've done everything right. Well, except almost winning a Super Bowl and everything, but that's neither here nor there. When you have the best pass rusher, you have the best left tackle, you have the best running back, you got one of the better wide receiver rooms, you got one of the better defenses around the league. Who wouldn't adore to that, right? The problem is, and I hate to say it, I think their window is more closer to being shut than it was wide open years ago. And that's just due to health, that's just due to age, and that's just due to everything going around. And obviously, yes, there are times where, again, if the 49ers offensive line a couple years ago in the NFC Championship wasn't banged up, they would have gone to the Super Bowl and played the Bengals. If for whatever reason they put a tight end on Hassan Riddick, they probably would have kept it close against the Eagles last year. So the years are just flying by, and people are not realizing it. They're getting older as the rest of the NFC is getting younger. So I believe that San Francisco's still going to have a good year. I really do. I just don't think it's tonight. I don't think it's this week. I think it's the Pittsburgh Steelers, because I think they want to be seen as, hey, I get it. Why wouldn't nobody love Cincinnati right now, right? But guys, we're here too. We're finally here. We're going to prove to you that we can beat Baltimore. We're going to prove to you that we can still dominate Cleveland. And we're going to try our best to finally get to Cincinnati. And that's where I think the road starts. I got the Pittsburgh Steelers winning this one in a very, very tight matchup, very low scoring affair.
Remember a couple years back when the conversation was the best tight end in the league, and it was between Travis Kelce and George Kittle. Remember that?
And we both looked at each other and said, Kelce?
We literally said Kelce.
Yeah, that's not a debate. I mean,
but it was a real conversation. A lot of people used to have this conversation. Is it George Kittle or is it Travis Kelce? George Kittle is getting older and getting banged up more and more and more. And I'm supposed to believe the 49ers window isn't closing.
It's about that time, man.
I'm just saying, John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan, you can sit there and say, well, they should have traded Trey Lance. Okay, we're going to see, because now you got a new quarterback that's supposed to be the guy. If he ain't the guy, you're shit out of luck. And they should get fired.
We're talking about wasting 3 first-round picks on a quarterback.
They should get fired. I don't give a shit how good they look. I don't give a fuck about their record. They should get fired because they traded away y'all future. Period.
Like, that was so careless.
And still didn't win a championship.
And that is so careless. That is so careless to give up your future like that. That's terrible. But that should be a good game. Next up, we have Caleb Williams' future team, the Arizona Cardinals, taking on.
Well, according to his dad, he might not be coming out. I understand why.
Okay, Drake May's future team, the Arizona Cardinals, taking on the Washington Commanders. Yeah, the Washington Commanders. So obviously, a lot of things is happening. Washington, new ownership, new players. They look decent in preseason, and Arizona is letting go of anybody that has an ounce of talent on that freaking roster, minus Budda Baker, who said he wanted to get traded first, and he's still on the roster. Like, I bet you Budda's like, hey, I'll get traded for a 7th rounder too. I don't give a shit. So here's the thing: if you have any ounce of talent in Arizona, do not get comfortable, because they will probably cut you or trade you.
Except for Washington,
except if you're Budda Baker. Unfortunately, you got to stay. You can't trade everybody.
That's so fucked up. That's it. He's like, what did I do? I asked for a trade. What the fuck? What did I do?
Like that, exactly. You asked for a trade. If you would have kept your mouth shut, you probably would have been traded.
Probably, yeah.
But now you have Washington, who's new offensive coordinator, new quarterback Sam Howell after Taylor Heinicke left and he took his talents to Atlanta. Now Sam Howell is the new guy at quarterback realm. So Brandon, I really want you to think about this. Who do you got? Do you have the Arizona? Oh, am I kidding? Do you got the Arizona Cardinals or the Washington Commanders?
I got Washington. Am I clear? Like, seriously? We're really about to do this for ourselves?
Yeah, we're really about to do this stuff.
Washington wins this game, obviously. Listen, I don't give a shit what offensive players will complain about Eric Bieniemy. You're going to shut the hell up after you win this game. I don't give a shit how you feel about Eric Bieniemy. You're going to win this game, and you're going to be like, it wasn't that bad in preseason at all. It was actually really nice. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Listen, I'm not one of these guys going to be like, if you got all Washington players offensively, start them. Now, I'm not going to do that. But I do think Jahan Dodson is going to go crazy. Scary Terry is actually cleared to play. This is one of those games. This is one of those games that just feels like, man, I feel bad for Arizona. Like, this is just the first of many. This is the first of many games.
Road to Caleb Williams begins today, Arizona. It begins on Sunday. The road. Remember, you're gonna have a crappy year, but the end prize is the guy from either USC or North Carolina. That's it, man. That's it. Just hang on. Listen, just endure 7 months of pain, and come April, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. It's just 7 months is a long time from now, especially in football terms. Yeah, I got Washington too. Enough said. Next up, we have the Houston Texans taking on the Baltimore Ravens. Now, CJ Stroud is going to make his rookie debut. Against a very talented. Oh, it looks like we lost my man over there. Oh, I think he's coming back. He's coming back. Up there he is. There he is. Lost you for a second.
Yeah.
So there it is. Okay, so CJ Stroud is going to make his season debut, his rookie debut, against a very different Baltimore Ravens team. They actually have wide receivers now, believe it or not. Yeah, they have wide receivers. Yeah, I know. Odell Beckham, Zay Flowers, who, by the way, for the longest, for everybody out there, like why would Zay Flowers be a first rounder? Then you see him play in preseason. That's freaking why, man. That's pretty much why, my man. So Baltimore has new wide receivers. Their defense is going to look a little different as well. It is more athletic. It is much younger, but it is healthier. And Houston, unfortunately, is going to have some starting offensive linemen out. So Brandon, who do you got? Do you have Houston or do you have Baltimore?
Oh God, I wish CJ Stroud didn't have to play Baltimore first, but he is.
That's a tough draw. That's a tough draw.
It sucks. Yeah, I got Baltimore. I do think this game is actually gonna be more competitive than people actually want to admit. I actually think it's gonna be more competitive. I think it's gonna take a minute for Lamar and them receivers to actually gel, and it's gonna take a minute in this game. But eventually they're gonna pull away. But I do think Baltimore wins this game kind of easily.
I think for CJ, I think for me, I got Baltimore too, but I think what I'm going to be watching is how CJ Stroud handles this, because obviously he knows that we are all picking Baltimore. And I think what for a lot of people that never saw CJ Stroud play in college, the first half, it's going to look like he doesn't belong out there.
Yep.
But in the second half, you're going to see why he belongs out there. And once he puts it all together, he will be the quarterback that I think we all expect him to be. And, the good thing is I believe in CJ Stroud right now because I think he's built for this type of matchup. I think he's built with his body type, his style of play. I think he's built for this type of matchup. I think it'll be close for the first two, and then by the third quarter, you're just going to see Baltimore just kind of take it. But CJ Stroud, I think, is still going to put up good enough numbers for people to say, maybe this kid is worth something. Because there's going to be a lot of people that have never seen CJ Stroud play, which is weird, right? They never seen CJ Stroud play a live game, but I'm sure there's not a majority, but I'm sure there's a minority of them. And then, first half, he's going to look like, he doesn't belong there. But by the second half, you're going to see why he was taken number 2 overall. I still have Baltimore, but I think CJ Stroud's going to have a nice, good enough rookie debut to feel good about it.
Also, Will Anderson is going to have an incredible start. That's a totally different.
That's a totally different situation, by the way.
Listen,
Will Anderson was meant for this.
Yeah.
Meant to play. He's fine. He right at the get-go, he's probably going to bully those tackles from Baltimore a little bit. So we'll see. Next up, we have the 1 p.m. slots, the 125 slots, I should say. So the first one up, it is a rivalry as tale as old as time. It is the Green Bay Packers taking on the Chicago Bears. Green Bay. Mike, I hope you're still here, man. Green Bay is going to head into a new era, the era of love. Jordan Love is now the new quarterback of the Green Bay Packers. It is time. Like Rafiki said to Mufasa, it is time. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what Aaron Rodgers did to Jordan Love. It is time. Wait, what? Like,
did Aaron Rodgers do that, or did Green Bay tell him that? Because
probably Green Bay told him that.
I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers. I'm pretty sure Aaron Rodgers like, I don't want to leave.
I don't want to
go. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave.
And Green Bay looked at him. No, you know what Aaron Rodgers did? You must continue this journey without me. Wait, what? And he got the playbook, and he's like, "Wait, what? What's going on?"
Why is
So
this
yes,
number 10?
Green Bay.
Why is it number 10? Why is it number 10 in the roster change? What is going on?
Like what's happening here? Like what is going on? But yes, Jordan Love is gonna make not his first debut, but he is now the full-time starter for the Green Bay Packers, where he is gonna take his meaningful snaps and everything. So that's gonna be good. And Chicago is let's face it, I think everybody during the offseason loved what Chicago did offensively, defensively, drafting wise. I thought they did very well with what they did. So I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how these two worlds collide now. Does Green Bay still own Chicago, or is Chicago going to be the new kids on the block? So here we go, Brandon. First one, Green Bay or Chicago? Right?
Uh,
Yeah.
oh, good God. This is such a. If this is in Green Bay, I might take Green Bay.
Don't do that.
But this is not. I'm going Chicago.
Whoo!
I think, like you said, Chicago's offseason, to me, was better than Green Bay's. And on top of that, you got to put into perspective that Chicago signed one of Green Bay's weapons, Robert Tonyan. He's down in Chicago. And if you also ask me, Jordan Love or Justin Fields, yeah, give me Justin Fields. And like we've been saying, all you had to do was give Justin Fields a weapon. Just a weapon. And guess what? He got a weapon. DJ Moore is going to have a field day with Green Bay. I don't know about the running back situation with Chicago, but I do believe that Chicago, with Justin Fields, will find a way to beat the Green Bay Packers, because as much as we don't want to admit, Aaron Rodgers is gone. Jordan Love, I do not know yet about you. I do think Green Bay has a better season than people think, but I do think Justin Fields, Chicago, they get it done week 1.
We got a couple comments here from Mike. Cheeseheads and the Bears can suck it. Here we go.
Wow.
Here we go. I have no doubt in my mind that offensively, put it like this. Justin Fields finally does have his first weapon. He finally had his first true legitimate weapon. Not Daryl Mooney, not Cole Kmet. Like his first legitimate go-to guy. Like that is his first legitimate go-to guy. But you know what's scary about this? I'm actually going to take Green Bay on this one. I'm actually going to take Green Bay because what you just said right now, the running game situation. I think the running game situation is what's going to save Jordan Love this game. And obviously, I think the defense is well prepared more to contain a Justin Fields than a Bears defense is ready to contain a Jordan Love and an Aaron Jones combo. So for me, I'm going to have to go with the latter here. I know it's not the most popular pick right now, but I will be going with the Green Bay Packers. I'll be going with the Packers this week. I know. It's a scary world we're living in, man. It is. It is. Now, don't get me wrong. Is Justin Fields going to be part of the running game? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, now here's the thing. If Roschelle Johnson is anything like he was in Texas, then never mind. Then never the freak mind, okay? Like, never mind. This is over with. Like, damn. Never mind. But I just think the running game is just going to be too much for the Bears defense to handle with an Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon. And then also don't forget, Jordan Love has some mobility. And here's the thing. I think he's couldn't like. I knew I liked you, Junior. I knew there was a reason. And, I think and here's the messed up part. I think Jordan Love is going to have a better connection with Romeo Doubs and Christian Watson than Aaron Rodgers ever did. That's just me being truthful. That's just 100% truth. And, but I'm going to take the latter in this one, and I'm going to go with the underdog here. I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers here. So next up, we have the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Denver Broncos. So, Brandon, if you haven't heard by now, Sean Payne is back. He is back in the NFL, the new head coach of the Denver Broncos. I will say this. At least with the Denver Broncos ownership, sure, their record might not show it, but they are not afraid of taking chances and swinging for the fences. All right, I'll give them that much credit. But yeah, Sean Payton is back. He has revamped this Denver team, signing of the likes of Mike Golichki from the 49ers, Zach Allen, Frank Clark from the division rival Kansas City Chiefs. That was there for a while. And, a lot of places, draft-wise, Drew Sanders, the middle linebacker from Arkansas, who will slowly step into the leadership role as the season move on. As far as Las Vegas goes, made the playoffs in 2021, missed the playoffs last year, so they've revamped everything they could. They signed Jacoby Myers, and they really invested a lot of capital and cap space in that defense with the signing of Marcus Epps, Marcus Peters, Robert Spillane, obviously drafting Tyree Wilson, who everybody loved during the draft process, and adding Michael Mayer to replace Darren Waller down the road. So the Raiders did everything they could to revamp this team and to get it right back in where they need to go. So Brandon, who do you got? Do you have the Raiders or do you have Sean Payton coming back being 1-0? Yeah, I know. It was a scary game for me too.
Outside of Patrick Surtain, I don't know what Denver is defensively, which is weird to freaking say.
It is weird to say. It is a little weird.
But I just trust the Raiders more in this game. They actually have a second year under Josh McDaniels. Josh Jacobs is back. The offensive line is a little bit better. Well, what am I talking about? Way better than Denver's. And I trust Jimmy Garoppolo more than Russell Wilson, which says a lot. Which says a lot.
The bar is so low for Russell.
It's so freaking low right now, man.
The bar is so low for my man in Denver right now. It is so low. It is so sad.
It's so goddamn low. But I do think even with Chandler Jones having his personal issue right now, I think the rookie, Tyree Wilson, is going to step in, and dominate. And I do think the Raiders get the victory. Because when's the last time the Raiders lost to Denver in Denver?
It's been a minute.
It's been a freaking minute. So give me
like this. They were called the Oakland Raiders the last time they lost in Denver. That's been a minute now. That has been a hot minute for a long time now.
I'm just saying. It's been a minute. It's something about that. We talked about the Jags owning the Colts. We ain't talking about Denver just getting absolutely beat down by the Raiders for the last couple of years. We just don't even come in our heads sometimes. But it has happened.
It doesn't come into our heads until they bring it up. Like, oh, by the way, the Raiders have a 6-game winning streak against Denver. And we're like, oh, yeah, that's right. They haven't beat them since they were in Oakland.
And I'm just saying, yes, Denver last year, as incompetent as they were, I still think there's still some hints of that. Because I don't think Russell Wilson is coming back to Russell Wilson anytime goddamn soon. So and plus no receivers for Denver too. It seems so goddamn easy. It's a done. It's a lie for the Raiders. They need to take it and run with it.
I will say this though, Russell Wilson does look healthier compared to last year. Last year he did not look that healthy. This year he actually looks healthier, which is great for him. So I'm sure he'll be able to move a little bit more.
That's amazing for him. What about his receiving core?
Okay, that was going to be how I was going to start it off. Here's the thing. I've never seen a team every year get so injury bug ridden than the Denver Broncos wide receiver room. Tim Patrick and Virgil are out. Jerry Jeudy is questionable. Oh, he's going to play. How effective he's going to be, I don't know. Courtland Sutton's back, which, I think he's one of the more underrated receivers in the league. And I'm glad he's back, but he's coming back from an ACL injury too. And also, Marvin Mims is a rookie wide receiver. You don't think Marcus Peters, Nate Hobbs, and the crew are looking at it like, yo, yeah, okay, we're good. Yeah, all right, we got this settled up. You don't think Marcus Epps is like, I dare you to try this right here. I dare you. And then not only the fact, the thing that scares me the most, the one thing that was always for sure about Denver was the running game. I'm not even confident in the running game because Javonte Williams is coming back from that disgusting injury that he suffered last year, early in the year. So for me personally, if they were healthier, I probably would have taken the Broncos. But because they're not and the Raiders are, I'm going to have to go with the Raiders, man. I'm going to have to go with the Raiders. Look, the offensive line is intact. Yes, you are right. They did improve at the right guard position, which was probably their weakest link, and they improved that. They spent a lot of capital and free agency on defense, which is going to immensely help. I'm not saying that they're going to go from, what were they, like 27th, 28th last year to number 5, but they're going to move up the ladder to where, oh crap, the offense can actually just run out the clock instead of trying to play catch up like they did majority of the year. So yeah, if Denver was just a little bit more healthier, and like you said, this is year 1 again for this whole offense. This is year 2 for everybody on the offense and defense for the Raiders. Yeah. I'm going to have to go. Experience goes for the Raiders, and I think this is where they get them. I think they get them here week 1 as well. I'm going to go with the Raiders over Denver as well. Next up, we have Philadelphia taking on the New England Patriots. Oof. So the Eagles are trying to get – oh, this is so messed up. The Eagles are trying to get back to the Super Bowl after they – had it in their hand in the first half, and then they just lost grip of it in the second half. And let's not get it twisted. I'm right here. Look at this camera right here. Jalen Hurts outperformed Patrick Mahomes in that Super Bowl, and I don't care if anybody has any problem with what I just said right now.
Easily.
All right? Like, he outperformed him. I am not going to crucify him because of that one fumble, all right? He outplayed
Let's be real. If he doesn't have that fumble, they probably beat their ass by 2 touchdowns.
Exactly. So, anyway, Philadelphia's coming back, and they reloaded. In the scariest of ways, they reloaded by drafting Jalen Carter #1 in the first round. Remember how you guys were crying about me putting Bijan Robinson in the Philadelphia Eagles, and people were like, "Oh my God, how could they do that? They can't do that." Yeah, how do you feel now that they drafted Jalen Carter instead?
I am so worried.
Exactly, right? Yeah. I don't look like such a bad guy now, huh? If anything, yes, I would take Juan's prediction. Please give the Eagles Bijan Robinson. Please. No, they took Jalen Carter instead. And not only that, they took Nolan Smith to come and play with his old teammate, Nakobe Dean, in pass rushing situations. Anyway, they're gonna have to travel to Foxborough, and they're gonna have to go with New England, where again New England has despaired the fact that Mac Jones needs a go-to guy, and they are younger, and they are they did not improve that offensive line, which was a key issue last year. And the running game situation, I know it's over because Ramar Stevenson says he was even tired, and they brought in Ezekiel Elliott. That's when you know this running game is gonna probably go to shit. And there's no receivers, and they signed Mike Gesicki. That's great, but what is he gonna do with a Mac Jones? I'm gonna trust the defense because that defense looks great. But again, here we are again, another year where Bill Belichick denies a go-to guy and try to build an offense for Mac Jones. Brandon, who do you got, Philadelphia or New England?
Oh God, I've never been more afraid for a defense in my life. I get, the Jets feeling Chicago Bears, 1985. Yeah, that's great. I'm happy for you. The Eagles scared the shit out of me. Like we gotta play them this year. I'm not super looking forward to this shit. By the time we play them late in the year, they're gonna be ready. Super ready. Oh my God, I'm so afraid of
right now. It's just delivering. It's just the truck delivering. By the time they get to you, it's gonna be a nice medium filet mignon, ready to go, prime, ready to go. And they're gonna it's a scary thought. So I'm assuming you're gonna go with the Eagles.
I'm so worried. I'm so afraid. I am so worried.
Well, the good news, I don't have to play the Eagles, so that's the good news.
Whooped it freaking did for you. Congratulations. But it's like the 4th year and we got to play the goddamn Eagles. I'm so pissed off. In Philly. Again. I think the NFL is trying to punish us. I don't know. Maybe that's just their new rule. Like they couldn't suspend everybody. So they're like, we're just going to give you Philly every fucking year in Philly. Like that. I'm assuming that's what they are doing to us. Yeah, listen, man. Offensively, New England, I still got New England winning this division. I know people are probably going to think I'm crazy as hell.
It sounds crazy, but when I understand where you're going, crazy. I know where you're going with it, and it does sound crazy, and it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I have to wait. I have to wait until week 10 to either look at you and be like, "You were probably right," or "Man, Brandon, I think you shot the moon on this one, bro."
Yeah, I'd rather bet all my chips on Bill Belichick finding a way than like picking some goddamn Robert Salas with Aaron Rodgers, and we don't know shit about them yet. So me personally, I got the Patriots still winning the division, but this is gonna be a hard ass game for Mac Jones. Like this is gonna be a difficult ass game for Mac Jones. That defense of Philly got better. How do you get better? Like that is disturbing. That is disturbing. That is so goddamn. They still have Jordan Davis, who didn't even play a lot last year. And you add to the fact that you now bring in a Jalen Carter who was like a game changer already for defensive. This is ridiculous. This is tiring. The Philadelphia Georgia Bulldogs are going to do amazing this season. Philadelphia Georgia Bulldogs are going to do amazing this season.
Yeah, I have the Georgia Eagles as well. The Georgia Eagles as well. Look, man. I feel bad for Mac Jones and things like that because, dude, like you understand what you're going up against, right? You're going up against a team that
the Georgia Eagles.
Yeah, the Georgia Eagles. It's like, dude, you're going up against a team that, listen, man, they produce sacks, they produce turnovers, they hurt you, they destroy the opposition. And then the Eagles, all they do is take their sweet time into scoring, and that's why everything just looks so beautiful in Philadelphia.
I do think this is going to be more of a competitive game than people want to give it credit for. I do think the defense.
I know the Patriots defense is going to put up a fight, but after a while, the man can only take so many hits, Brandon, until it's like, hey, man, we're just gonna have to just turn it over, man. I'm tired. I'm tired.
How disturbing is it for Ezekiel Elliott? Like, I just escaped this shit. Now I gotta play the Eagles the first game of the fucking season.
I can see it. I can see Zeke going, I'm tired of this, coach. Well, that's too damn bad. You're gonna run again. Like, dude, poor Zeke, man. He left Philadelphia. He left Dallas for a reason. And now the reason's back. Like, in your house, in your own place. Like,
good God.
Like, no, you don't have to go to them. They'll come to you.
They'll come to you.
Like, God damn, that is but no, I got Philadelphia. I do expect this to be very competitive up until nature takes over. Until Mother Nature says they'll take over, and then Philadelphia will just run away with it at the end. So, it's just Mother Nature. That's just how it is, unfortunately. Next up, so this is actually going to be, and I think you can agree with this too. I think this is the game of the week. I truly believe this is the game of the week.
Let's see.
The Miami Dolphins have to travel to Los Angeles to take on the Los Angeles Chargers. The reason I say this is the game of the week is because Miami is going to know, did they mess their pick up? And what am I talking about? Remember when Joe Burrow, Tua, Justin Herbert all came out? Who had pick number 5? Miami. Who had pick number 6? The Chargers. What did Miami do? Tua. What did the Chargers do?
Justin
Herbert. And if you go back in this same page, you go back to that draft class and you see my Miami video, guess what? You're going to see me take Justin Herbert too. You know why? Because he was that damn good. I seen him in Oregon. I seen them live in Sunday Night Football. I know the results was the Chargers lost. No. Y'all motherfuckers lost. I'm a fucking legend, okay? That's what Justin Herbert said in the locker room. No. Y'all motherfuckers lost. I'm a fucking legend. Because on that Sunday Night Football game, Justin Herbert was the best football player on that damn field. Y'all let him down. Not the other way around. Y'all let him down. And this is why I say it's the game of the week, only because of the fact we're going to see if Miami did the right choice. We finally get to see two competitive teams. Did they make the right choice when everything has gone their way? So, Brandon, who do you have? You got Miami or you got the Chargers?
I think the Chargers. I think Miami still made the wrong choice. I don't give a shit if Tua is okay. Justin Herbert's better. Period. Point blank. Period. You ain't the one that's got to be goddamn damn near in a bubble helmet for the rest of his goddamn career. Like I'm just like, I think
It's all
Miami.
about the trust fall.
Yeah. When you gotta take like MMA classes to get your shit to fall correctly, yeah, I'm pretty sure the team that picked Justin Herbert pretty much won that battle. I'm pretty goddamn sure of it. Listen, I got the Chargers winning this game. They're at home. It's Justin Herbert, and yeah, no Teron Armstead, which seems like that's going to actually happen. Jalen Waddle's also banged up. That's not good either. And Tua, we shall see how you look. I do not know what Tua is going to look like coming into this game. I do not know. Now, do I trust the Chargers defense? Hell no. I do not trust the Chargers defense. Not even in the slightest. But if you're asking me, it ain't about the Chargers defense. It's about Justin Herbert. And you're asking me who I trust more, Justin Herbert or Tua. Well, that's easy. Justin Herbert. It's like obvious. it's like obvious. And I do think Miami's defense, as much as they getting coached by Vic Fangio, great. That's awesome. I'm happy for you. Your secondary is still shaky as shit. I don't care what nobody says. That secondary is shaky as shit. Now, if Keenan Allen don't get injured the first goddamn play, I think the Chargers have a chance.
Don't say that. Don't say that. That's terrible. That's terrible. How could you say that? That's terrible.
He rolls on the sideline and just has a hamstring injury. Like, what the fuck do?
Money. Like, I'm really excited for this game because it's just going to put everything into perspective of. I think the fortunes of two teams are going to be very telling after this. After this, I think the fortunes of the teams are going to be very telling. I got the Chargers winning this one, though. I really do. Only because, again, they're at home. They look like the better team right now. Don't get me wrong. I still have Miami winning this division. And, you know, I think we went back and forth on this. We really went back and forth on this. When we did the AFC East, you know? But, you know, and that's everybody's opinion, and it's okay, and it's all right. But I do have the Chargers winning this game only because of the fact that they're home. Everybody's talking about like, oh, let's see how many points they blow this lead this time. No, it's not the playoffs, so they're not going to blow any lead. So, look,
the game doesn't matter yet. Like
this is week one, but I think the Chargers are just ready. I still don't know why they didn't go defense in the first round, but it's okay. They got a good wide receiver. So yeah, that's why I'm going to go with the Chargers on this one. I just think they're just ready to just show the world that I think they deserve the respect that I think we all want to give them. You know, and it's not even the fact that of Justin Herbert and the team. This is Brandon Staley's livelihood. Could you imagine if he chokes this game? If you choke this one,
I'm firing your ass on the spot.
Like, dude, it's like it's something I didn't mention with the Arizona-Washington one. If Washington loses this game, it's not a matter if Ron Rivera is going to get fired. Is when is his ass going to get fired? That's the thing. And if Brandon Staley loses this one, it's not a matter if your ass is going to get fired. When are you going to get fired?
Okay. The Brandon Staley one, if Brandon Staley loses to Miami, that's one thing. If Ron Rivera loses to the goddamn Arizona Cardinals at home, your ass is getting fired on the spot. I don't give a shit.
There's how much time is left on the clock. If there's any point where Arizona and Washington are so close, Ron Rivera is going to pull the old Justin Herbert. I never asked for a tie more in my damn life. So there it is.
I am firing your ass on the spot. It's a completely different It's a completely different feeling.
Could
To
you
lose
imagine
to-
Magic Johnson coming down? Like, hey, Magic, listen, we played our hearts out, but we're going to play, we're going to try twice as hard next week. Yeah, we are going to try twice
Yo,
as hard.
I don't know about you.
You are going to go home and you're going to figure out what you're going to do with the rest of your life.
You can't lose to no goddamn. You can't lose to Arizona. That is. I think that's like
That
a
is sacrilegious, my man. That is like, dude, my man. How dare you, my man? Next up, all right. So we're just gonna bypass this one. We have the Los Angeles Rams taking on the Seattle Seahawks. Do you have Seattle? Please tell me you got Seattle.
I got Seattle in a blowout.
Good. Okay. Look, very simple. The Rams have no talent, and Seattle's got all the talent that you can handle to beat a team that has no talent. Moving on.
Yo, Cooper Kupp was like, I'm gonna sit out this game.
Cooper Kupp was like, Coach, I think I'm gonna get a second and third opinion. I think I gotta go. He saw Devin Weatherspoon make that tackle on the kid. And he goes, you know what, Coach? I think I'm gonna get a second and third opinion. Shit.
The Rams don't have a weapon. Like that is demoralizing. Yo, you come into the
starting
season,
wide receivers for the Los Angeles Rams. Tutu Atwell and
I've been
Van
gay.
Jefferson.
You hear it? Like, oh my God. Cooper Kupp was like, yeah, I'm still hurt. Fuck, what?
But you're walking. No, I'm not.
Nah, I'm hurting here. I mean, here.
there's a little disconnect right here.
Here.
Right here. God,
oh my God! But week 3, the Rams are gonna be like, "Yep, we trading Aaron Donald, we trading Cooper."
I bet you're like, "Hey Cooper, you want to get traded? You know what? My hamstring feels fine."
Hey man, listen, New England needs a number one. New England needs a number one.
That would be. I've never seen so many white dominance since fucking Limp Bizkit took over 2000s, bro. If he goes to New England, man. I will never see a cool band. I'll never see anything cool like that than Limp Bizkits in the early 2000s, bro. Like that is a lot of white in that team. But yeah, I got Seattle too, only due to the fact that, listen, man, the Rams, for lack of a better term, they have no talent. Okay, and luckily this year they actually do have a first round pick, so it couldn't have come at a better freaking time.
Yeah, I want to see if Caleb Williams' dad is going to be talking that shit if the Rams end up with the number 1 pick. I was just joking about him not coming out of college now. it's just
Arizona,
I was joking about him.
Arizona, Los Angeles. Walk on in there.
I said this the first time we did the picks.
Imagine the Rams do a 360, do a 180, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to take Drake May." Shit.
Yo, I'll be so mad. I'll be so damn mad. I'm like, hell you. Take Drake May over me.
All right, so we both got Seattle. Next up, we have the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants. Dallas is one of my teams that I really feel high hope for this year. If you have seen our prediction show, I'm going to stand by this fucking grave, bro. I'm going to die on this hill. All right? I'm going to die on this hill. All right? I will do it. Listen. Here's the thing about Dallas. I can't picture a time where Dallas can just go into the season, can we have no controversy heading into week 1? What do? They trade for Trey Lance. Why would you do it? Why would you do that, Jerry? Why would you do that? Because now, and no, it gets better. I didn't tell Mike McCarthy. I didn't tell Dak Prescott. I didn't tell my son. I just called them up myself and said, hey, I got a 4th rounder. You can have it, and I'll take Trey Lance. Sold, my guy. Sold. It's like that SpongeBob episode. I got a trade for you. Depends. What do you have? I have 72 cents. I'll take it. Oh, my God. Like, that's what happens. Mr. Krabs. That depends. How much money are we talking about? 72 cents. Mr. Krabs. I'll take it. That's what Jerry Jones did. John Lynch was like the Flying Dutchman. Is like, what do you want? A 4th? I got a 4th rounder. I'll take it. Oh, my God. And that's what happened. And then, of course, the whole controversy of, did Jerry Jones have to talk to Mike McCarthy? Yeah, he probably had to. I mean, no, he doesn't have to, but it probably would have helped. So, I still have high hopes. It's just, damn it, Jerry. Damn it. And then we move on to the New York Giants, which, by the way, no drama. No drama. They traded for Darren Waller. They drafted Jalen Hyatt, who looked very impressive in the preseason. Looked very impressive. Actually gave Sauce Gardner a little bit of run for his money for a little bit, which was very nice to see. And they got Saquon back. I mean, sure, Daniel Jones is like, rich as fuck now, but who cares about that? Who cares about that?
Which they restructured this deal just a moment ago. They just restructured his deal. So they were like, yeah, that shit sounds crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, what did they restructure it to? 40 million to 5 million a year?
They need to.
Back on his rookie deal?
I mean, and that's exactly what I would have done. I mean, personally.
Hey, listen, man, I need some money back. Sure, how much you need? $35 million.
Like 35 million. Yeah, we need to pay Saquon. This is ridiculous.
I need $35 million. So, and the Dallas Cowboys, they've done everything they can to revamp this offense, revamp this defense. Zeke Elliott's gone, but I think the better running back is there with Tony Pollard. So, Brandon, who do you got on this Sunday Night Football? Do you have the Dallas Cowboys or do you have the New York Giants? It's tricky. It's tricky.
It's so weird. It's so weird. I got the Giants.
Okay.
Giants. If this was in Dallas, different story. But since it's in New York,
right? That's what I'm saying. I know. I feel you.
Since it's in New York, it's such a weird game. That offensive line of Dallas wasn't healthy for most of the freaking preseason. You got Zach Martin back, but now you're hearing Smith might be out for this game. So it's just like, I guess Dallas, but I don't know. Like, and then on top of that, regardless of what people want to say, we know what Dak Prescott is. If he doesn't have a running game, you're screwed. And I don't think he's going to have a running game in this game. I think the Giants win this game. Now, I'm not saying the Giants 100% just run out there and beat them. Hell no. It's more like week 3 of last year when they played on Monday Night Football. It's like very hard, just hard-hitting game. But I think the Giants have a better coach. Fuck it. They have a way better coach. They have a way better coach, play caller, and Brian Dable way more than Mike McCarthy. And until I see Mike McCarthy actually call a play that I can actually be like, yeah, that makes sense, I don't think this is a good idea. Dallas is going to lose.
Was Ezekiel Elliott or Zeke Elliott under center not good enough for you? Was that not good enough for you?
I mean, this man also authorized that they should definitely run the ball to the 49ers in the playoff game. It was like, hey, we should definitely run the ball up the goddamn middle with Dak Prescott because that makes all the sense in the world. That makes so much sense in the world.
I mean, was Zeke not playing center good enough for you? And then throwing it behind the sticks to get a
The funniest part about that whole game was the fact that Zeke had no protection. He had no protection.
From the first snap to the last snap, he got hit every step of the way. You could tell the face. You could see his face on the last snap. Like, do it and me. Here we go.
It's a lie. We're on the side. I'm like still trying to figure out that fucking play. Like Zeke had no help. He got hit. It was just like, why me?
You know what's messed up? He hiked that ball, and that poor dude was just like, poor guy, dude. Like, if you're gonna go out Blades of Glory, he went out all the glory, man. Just
oh my god, Zeke had no help. I really do think they set that man up. That was
hey, we're gonna let you go, but before we let you go, this is a big F you for taking. Jerry Jones probably called that play and like, I want that sucker dead. I want that sucker dead for taking all my money. Taking all my money. I want that motherfucker dead. They could play this game in New York. They could play it in MetLife or Jet Life, as Aaron Rodgers likes to call it. They can play in Utah. They can play in Timbuktu. They can play in Spain. The fact of the matter is the Dallas Cowboys just have more talent than the New York Giants. Let's face it. The New York Giants, I know Giant fans don't want to hear this, but you're probably in the beginning phases of a rebuild. Why do I say that? Why do I say that? Who are your receivers? You got a tight end that hasn't played a full healthy season in a very long time. Your offensive line is still trying to figure out its way. Now you guys have some nice pieces, and we don't even know if Kayvon Thibodeau was the right pick a year later. We do not know. I think he was the right pick, but the Giants are doing everything they can to make it look not like the right pick. Meanwhile, the Dallas Cowboys have done everything right from drafting to offseason to building a good wide receiver room, a good running back room, a good offensive line room when healthy. And check this out, their defense is actually pretty freaking legit. You have Stephon Diggs on one end, you have Malik Hooker playing safety, and then also you have Stephon Gilmore playing the other side corner. And not only that, you got your whole freaking defensive line ready. And Michael Parsons is now permanently a defensive end. So, where do I go with this? The Dallas Cowboys have more talent on their team than the New York Giants. Good luck. I got Dallas. And lastly, the first Monday Night Football game. Oh, God. It is between two AFC East rivals, the Buffalo Bills and the New York Jets. The Bills, let's call a spade a spade. Stephon Diggs does not want to be there anymore. Listen, I get it. There's going to be some Bill fans that are probably going to watch this and yes, he does. Yes, he loves the city of Buffalo. He appreciates the fans of Buffalo. He just don't like the guy that's running the freaking thing in Buffalo. That's it. The offensive coordinator. And you can't tell me you didn't see that second preseason game where he was already talking to Josh Allen. That's preseason, dog. Is it really going to get any better as the season progresses? Oh, and by the way, Von Miller ended up on the PUP list, so he's not going to play. He's out for the first 4 weeks. And then you have the Jets, who are the media darlings of the Super Bowl. I mean, if it was up to the media, the Jets would already be Super Bowl champions, and we'd be looking into 2024 if it were up to the media. Luckily, thank God, it is not. The Jets have a new quarterback in town, Aaron Rodgers. Dalvin Cook is out there. Garrett Wilson won Offensive Rookie of the Year. Sauce Gardner looks like he's going to be one of the, if not already one of the better corners in the NFL. So, Brendan, I ask you, who do you got? Do you have the Buffalo Bills or do you have the Jets?
I have the Jets defense. So, clearly I have the Jets. I have the Jets defense. I trust them. Oh, I trust them like a son of a bitch. I trust that Jets defense like a son of a bitch. Yeah, that's a scary ass defense. I'm not gonna sit and act like
100%.
What DJ Reed said wasn't true. That's a scary ass defense. I'm not gonna sit and act like it's not. So I got the Jets defense, which means I got the Jets. Buffalo did not approve that offensive line at all. They did not approve that offensive line, and I'm supposed to say
that's not true. They drafted the guard from Florida.
Okay, one thing, but it's one offensive guard.
1 out of the 5, unfortunately.
That, the tackles are still shaky. You still have a center that's very shaky, and there's still another guard that's still very goddamn shaky. And then you are starting a rookie. Good luck against that damn defense. I have no idea what's going to happen, but I'm pretty sure Josh Allen's going to be looking up at the stars a lot in his goddamn game. I'm pretty goddamn sure of it. I think Buffalo, listen. Get ready to see Stephon Diggs in another uniform. Let's just get this shit out the way. This is not going to end well for Buffalo this season. This is why I had Buffalo finishing third in the AFC East. I do not trust Buffalo this season. I don't give a shit what people want to say. They still have a window open. I don't give a fuck. Their window is closed. Done. Finish. Adios. It is done. I don't care what people want to say. I'm looking at what the fuck I'm looking at. That offensive line is not better. You drafted a weapon over offensive lineman, even defensively. I don't trust the Jets. I mean Buffalo, and I really don't trust the Jets either. But I trust the Jets defense. Quinn Williams is there. Jermaine Johnson, who had an incredible fucking preseason. My God, that dude was every goddamn where. Stephon Diggs has got to get guarded by Sauce Gardner. So who's the second receiver? Who's the second receiver on Buffalo?
People forget that People forget that Corey Davis retired. People forget.
But here's the thing. I don't trust the Jets offense either. I think the Jets offense is going to struggle in this game just as much as the fucking Buffalo Bills offense is. I just trust the Jets defense a little bit more than I trust Buffalo's because Michael Hyde is also going to probably be out for this game. If Michael Hyde was probably playing, I probably feel a little bit confident. But since he's also going to probably be out, yeah, I think the Jets could at least win this game. It's going to be a dogfight, though. I don't think it's just 100% either of these teams.
It kills me to say this. It really does because I really do believe in Buffalo, but I think you're right. I think the fact that they went tight end, even though they already had a good tight end to begin with, I don't know if they're just trying to do the New England thing or the double tight end set or whatever, but you need an offensive line to make that work, and they don't have that. That's one. Number two, your defense is already banged up before even the regular game started. And three, did you even improve that defense like whatsoever? Like, yes, you got Leonard Floyd. And that would have been a great name like 6 years ago.
Damn.
Like, what are we doing? And I agree with you. The Jets defense, I just trust a little bit more. And I get it. The offense for the New York Jets, it is shaky. It is shaky. Even with Dalvin Cook there, it's still shaky. Garrett Wilson is probably the only receiver that Aaron Rodgers trusts. And it might have worked out for him great in Green Bay because there was no competition. But now that you're in the AFC, you need to spread that ball around because that's what's going to make or break you. So I think this is going to be a low-scoring affair, but I think I have the Jets winning it, like on a late second touchdown or whatever. But I have the Jets winning this one as well. So that's it. That's it. So we'll see how this goes for this week. So just to recap, here we go. Me and Brandon both have Detroit. Me and Brandon both have Atlanta. Brandon's got Cleveland. I got Cincinnati. We both have Jacksonville. We both have Minnesota. We both have New Orleans. We both have Pittsburgh. We both have Washington. We both have Baltimore. I have Green Bay. Brandon's got Chicago. I have Las Vegas. He's got Las Vegas. We both have Philadelphia. We both have the Chargers. We both have Seattle. I have the Dallas Cowboys. He has the New York Giants. And we both have the New York Jets. Good. Did you guys keep count? Well, we watched the video again if you guys lost count. But anyway, we're good to go. But other than that, that is it for week 1 predictions. We will be back for week 2, and we'll see how this goes. Also, check us out on Tuesdays where we will do our winners and losers for week 1 and see how that goes. But until then, all of you have a wonderful night. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Mike, as always, thank you for tuning in. Everybody that's going to see this video, thank you for tuning in. Until then, everybody have a good, wonderful night, and we will see you guys for week 2. Peace.